right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Comix. We have entered episode 59. We've been here for 59 episodes. It's a lot. Luis says yes. Luis is back. Hi, Luis.
Hello.
All right. Let's see. So I am your host this week, Esteban. That is me. That is I. Andres is actually out today. It's all good. He'll be back next week. So you guys already met Luis. Let's go around the rest of the table. Ash, that means it's your turn.
Fuck you. It's Luis, then Ash, then Carmen.
But if you listen to him,
Luis already introduced himself, so it's on you.
If you guys don't know, for the last 2 weeks, that guy's name is Luis. We all have short-term memory, so that's Luis. I'm Ash,
and I'm Carmen.
All right. So, and let's wheel it back in. Thank you, Ash.
and
I appreciate
we are wild.
No, we're not. Stop it. No, we're not. Enough with that.
And we're bringing out the wheel of morality.
Yes, the wheel of morality.
Wheel of morality. What you have to say about that voice crack that she has? I'm ready.
We've already started. Thank you very much. So let's go ahead and switch gears, and I'm going to go ahead and throw it over to Carmen. Carmen actually has our drink of this week.
I do, and I am actually very excited to share this with you guys. It is Widow Jane bourbon whiskey, and it's aged for 10 years. It is produced in small batches, so if you could tell, it's going to come with the batch number, the bottle number, and then the date that it was bottled. Nice. And you can purchase this Total Wine or like what's the other one, Bevmo. They offer it there too as well. So this is an American whiskey. It is solely produced here in the United States. It's sustainable, and it's really delicious. I was very surprised by it. It was a gift actually for my birthday, and I have thoroughly enjoyed this bottle. I bought it for somebody else as well for their birthday after trying it, and I've not heard anything bad about it. So I know that if you guys try it eventually, it will be really good. It is aged in oak barrels, and then the taste of it is very maple and cherry-like. So it's on the sweeter notes of bourbon. It doesn't have the harsh aftertaste that a lot of bourbons tend to have, like a smoky head on the throat kind of taste. So you're not gonna get any of that. It's very smooth. Like I said, it's very cherry. It's very orangey. I haven't made it into an old fashioned, but I feel like this would be really nice pairing for an old fashioned cocktail or even a Sazerac. So I recommend it. It's really good, and it's not that expensive. Like, it's pretty inexpensive, I would say. So I recommend it. Try it.
Nice. Very, very cool. That actually sounds delicious. Aged in oak, and you got that little bit of cherry taste. That actually sounds pretty good. What's up, Ash?
Did we miss your birthday? Fuck, we missed your birthday. When's your birthday?
Did you miss my birthday? I mean, there is a post on our page about my birthday, so maybe you missed it. And there is. Do you remember when that was? I mean, the whole country celebrates my birthday because it's a pretty special day because it's about me, you know? But I don't know. There are fireworks that happen on my birthday.
Never mind.
4th of July. I knew not.
I'm just not. Yeah. I'm not used to alcohol lasting that long, so that's why I was like, oh, okay.
You know, that's a very valid point, because when she said I got it for my birthday, I was like,
right. I was like,
is this last week? Like,
yeah.
Oh, I get it. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Day after Maggie.
Got you.
No.
Yeah, no, whiskeys that I like tend to last me for that long. I usually try to go through the ones I don't like first and then get to the really good ones after. So now I'm
So a
tapping
lot of
into
people
this
handle the
one.
relationships that they like or don't like.
I guess, yeah. I mean, whenever you order a flight of whatever, either beer, don't you tend to drink? Yeah, okay.
Oh my
Or moving
God.
on, sure.
Jesus.
Back to US7.
Thank you, Carmen and Ash with his awkward questions. So we're gonna go ahead and move into our recommendation portion. So I won't. Thank you. I want everybody that's listening to us on Apple Music, Spotify. I need everyone to kind of go ahead and boo on Luis as well as Ash, because I gave Luis actually a recommendation to go watch The Prophecy about 3 weeks ago, and he has yet to see it. Yes, 3 weeks ago. Carmen, actually, who was the host last week, gave a recommendation to Ash. And Ash, did you end up watching the show that Carmen ended up recommending to you?
No, but here's where I did good.
Oh, okay.
I will even say maybe I'll even give it 5 days, maybe 5 days ago. 5 days ago, Carmen was like, "Can you believe blah 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 on Titans?" And I'm not blah blah blahing her, is I don't want to spoil what was said about the new Titan season. And I was
garbage?
like, "Oh no!" And I laughed because we've all seen that rant where you just need to say your shit. So I was like, "Okay, cool." And then after everything she said, I was like, "I haven't seen it yet." I was like, "I'm on episode like 4." And she was like, "Oh, sorry." I was like, "I will catch up and I will be exactly where you're at." Last night happened to be all right. I'm on 12. I got 1 more hour in me because I at least got to get to 13 of Titans. And I did, but I had a rant probably every episode to her. So it was like Bible, an hour, Bible, an hour, Bible. So she was like, "All right, well, episode 12." She's like, "Okay, good night." And I was like, "Okay, but good night, Bible." There's just a lot of things that could have been done different. A lot of things that fucking would never happen.
Mm-hmm.
And as I've said time and time again, Titans feels like they want to appease you and be like, "Hey, huh? Fucking Red Hood, huh? Like, here's what you know," but then go like, let's go to somewhere you guys don't know so that we can take over. And you know what I mean? Like, get everything done that you guys know and go on to shit that you don't, so that we're not stuck to comics. Even though you would rather see 3 issues done awesomely. 3 issues of something that connect the dots, because we're going by panels of art. And then another issue, which may say like 3 months later. Like, Star Wars is amazing at like filling in the gaps without, you're good, bro. Like, just, and studios just want to get to like, okay, so now we're gonna get to have her naked. Now we're gonna get to have Superboy fuck everything that moves. Like, I'm cool. Like, then you get us to accept Hawk, and then Hawk blah blah blah. Like, I don't know. There's no touchstones other than Dick Grayson, and then they don't even give you that. Try to make Jason Todd Tim Drake fucking almost Holy SpaghettiOs Batman, almost Dick Grayson. Like, there's no Dick Grayson was like fucking Holy SpaghettiOs. Fucking Jason Todd was that, but impulsive and stubborn, but still a variation of that. And then Tim Drake was the, the fucking ultimate cool, got all the chicks. Like, yes, yet no. I have Robin 1 through 9, and
Tim Drake was the smart kid. He was a nerd.
Okay, but I mean, the beginning of using the darkness to the advantage, because of the hood, because of the black, the yellow didn't portray until later. Does that the yellow of the tape?
I see what you're saying. There are variations of it, like in the Arkham series. He did have that was the Tim Drake that was like they made the Arkham series. Tim Drake looked like a badass, but I mean, he was the only Robin that didn't have like that loss. Like he wasn't really a hurt child. It was more he was so fucking smart. He figured out because he hacked into the Batcave.
Who the other?
That's kind of what they're doing. That's kind of what they're doing now. It's no.
I always thought the suave one, the cool one was Dick Grayson. Like he did start obviously with the little boy shorts, like the Peter Pan look. But then as he grew up and he became Nightwing, he was the one that was very like, oh, what's up? Like very like Spiderman type personality before Spiderman, very quippy, very that. And then we had the opposite of that. We had Jason Todd that was angry at. Sorry, go ahead.
No, but the thing that made that amazing about Batman versus Son of Batman was when Nightwing was fighting his genuine son. There was like more things to that. Like there was more like, I'm his actual son, and like you know what I mean? Like there was layers to that shit. But I don't know, man. They're trying real hard, but they're also trying to appease to the what is this generation even called?
Gen Z.
Gen Z?
Mm-hmm.
Gen Z.
Gen Z.
That's the younger generation after us.
Well, I'm proud of you guys for even sticking with it. That shows your fandom a little bit better than mine.
No, it's they.
No. Don't give us credit.
Saving graces. There's a lot of. There's things that should have been 3 episodes that would have been amazing, but they have to make it 10 episodes or 9 episodes, 13 episodes, and it's a lot of horseshit. I texted Carmen early, like yesterday, like you're being shot at and you stop for a one-liner like it's Deadpool. Like it's not Deadpool, homie. Like,
oh Christ.
You're being shot at and it's like, looks like we should have started on Sunday. Like, no, dude, my parents are right there about to die. Like, these situations don't fit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Deadpool absolutely fits. Or even Flash, where they kind of, that's the way, I know him as Carlos, his real name, but what's his name in the show? Long hair.
What show are you talking about?
Flash.
Cisco.
Cisco, like when he gets nervous, he makes jokes. Like, okay, you set that up and we're there. Like, but like this show is kind of like homie. Yeah.
But I think it's like you said, sorry, Simon, where there is a bunch of storylines trying to be paid off in several episodes, but like none of them get paid off. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like you're that kid that maybe wanted to do the homework, but you just read the cliff notes of like the book, and then you're like, oh, law, this happens, so let's make that happen. And then this other story happens, so let's make that happen also. But like there's no like, how do those connect to each other? There was none of that. You know, like there's one episode that I can think about, which was in black and white, and I won't spoil it for anyone, but it's like there is no explanation of anything that happens in that episode besides the fact that it happens. and you're just supposed to live with it. And that's the first time I texted Ash. I was like, I mean, what? Why? How? What? Is this like another Lazarus pit that like you just know that it's gonna happen like this, or like I don't understand. And that's the thing that pisses me off about Titans, is that there's a lot of plots that could be great and they could expand on. There's a lot of story that could be told, but they only decided to do it in like one episode. And I'm like, that does nothing for me. Like there's no explanation. I'm just supposed to accept it as a true, and I don't get it at all. Like there is no significance at all whatsoever.
I agree.
Ash?
No, I agree. There was rather like the Dark Knight, rather than giving us a complete story, they're trying to make it like, and that, and remember a little bit of that, and then remember year one, a little bit of that. And like they're trying to appease everybody in like one episode, and it just doesn't work. To the point where Red Hood is Red Hood and establishes himself as Red Hood, kills a lot of motherfuckers, and then this guy that lives by the fucking we don't kill has to accept these people within like 2 or 3 episodes. When you live by do not kill, you know what I mean? It doesn't. There's arcs there, like have him go through 2 or 3 different things, and finally we got to the Joker, or finally we got to somebody where it's like, this guy that I hated for 2 fucking seasons, I need to depend on him. And that's your shit. That's when it's like, oh, like fucking when in Breaking Bad, the fucking the brother-in-law finally was like, I live by this, and still has fucking Walt's side, like at the very, very whenever it happens. Like, you're asking a motherfucker that lives by this, that's been following this and trying to track him down all the way to, spoiler alert, the time he has his back, and that costs him. Like, that's the journey. It's not like, I hate you, you did this, next episode, let's work together. Like, they don't do it right. Yes, host.
Go ahead, Esteban.
Yeah, my question was, did you watch Carmen's recommendation? Not did you watch the shitty show Titans?
Wait, no. This is the kind of explanation that you give to your teacher when they're like, where is your homework? And you don't have the homework ready. And then you're like, but hold on a second. Let me tell you about
this show called Titans, right? No Titans.
Hold my beer.
I love you, Ash.
I am the guy that, hey, go jump that wall.
What?
I heard that too.
You're right.
Guy jumped wall.
He's so mad. Look at him. He's so mad.
No, it's okay.
Okay,
That's right,
so
that's right. Alcohol will numb the pain. Yeah.
it always does. Okay, so officially, Luis, watch The Prophecy, for Christ's sakes.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Heyo!
Ash, watch the show that Carmen recommended. Carmen, what was the name of the show that you recommended again?
Only Murderers in the Building.
It's on Hulu. Okay.
Hello.
It's on Hulu.
And since this was Andres' show, fuck you. Since this was Andres' show, I know, right?
I was just like, how can I get a good grade on this assignment, even though I didn't do the assignment? Let me sidetrack.
What is it? Those like TikTok videos? Tell me you didn't do the assignment without telling me you didn't do the assignment.
So in this episode of Titans.
So what is your recommendation, Esteban, since it's on here this week?
Well, since for Andres is actually recommending for me to watch the HBO show Rome. I haven't seen it yet. So I'm actually pretty intrigued on it. It was one of those that I had seen like the previews and stuff too, but I just never got around to doing it. So that is on my radar again. So I will be watching Rome per Andres's recommendation. So again, anyone that's listening to us, please, let us know what you think we should probably be watching, or what you think we're missing, or something that would actually grab our attention, whether it's anime, TV, movie, what have you. It doesn't matter. Drop it in the comments. Let us know. Send us a message, and we can go ahead and, we'll go ahead and talk about it in the next episode, and then we'll go ahead and assign it to somebody. So let us know in the comments below. So, Ash, you wanted to say something?
Yeah. What if it's like a Comix choice, and then every week it's a blah blah blah's choice, and then it's a listener's choice, but it's random who we choose, which person has to. That way, it's not every week. It's one person. We could do like Comix versus the audience, and
The world.
we can not duke it out, but like, I liked it, I didn't like it, whatever it is. That way.
Well, yeah, we just need our fandom to go ahead and participate in the comments in order for that to go ahead and happen. So
Dig it.
everybody,
The bell has been rung. You heard Ash. Flood
he wants to
them
fight
gates.
you all. So all right, so let's go ahead and jump into comments. Luis, what do we got for comments this time, my friend?
Oh, fuck.
We
All right,
are
go
a
ahead,
little
Luis.
quiet in comments. So just to fill you guys in on what's happened is, I went on vacation, and it was for my birthday. Went to Universal Orlando, and it was a wonderful time. Now, in that time, we had an editor that stepped in for me. Now, shame on me. I told this editor all the things that he needs to do on a day he was very intoxicated. So he didn't remember. And so you may have noticed that if you watch this on YouTube, the posts went up a little late. And the same thing's going to happen for this week because of the same reason. So we don't have a lot of comments on it because the clips haven't been in there as long. But we all love Ash anyway. It's not his fault.
Was that our editor?
That was the editor. Anyway, that being said, leader of the Comix army, we got Zach. Right when it got uploaded, he saw it. And this is on a comment on episode 57. Wow, what an episode. Ash, the editing was on point and hilarious. It made me want to drink with y'all. LOL. You all continue to make it very entertaining podcast. Thank you all for that. Peace sign, and then a cactus.
He just liked that he was mentioned like 6 times.
Leader of the army. Thank you, Zach. And
I will say this. Zach is the official leader because Marcus conceded. Heavyweight conceded.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
We
happened.
Why did he concede?
Well, it happened because of Friendsgiving that's coming up. You'll see. Stay tuned.
Okay.
But yeah, so this is your opportunity to be a part of the show. Let us know anything that you don't like, do like, any recommendations for us. Keep us posted, and we will read it at this point. And so we appreciate that, and thank you, Ash, for those visuals. Back to you, host.
That just shows that Ash is a talented man at sucking cack. So,
how dare you?
How dare I? How dare you?
How dare you? We only had one comment.
Yeah.
Oh no, you guys got to step up your game.
No,
fuck
it's
off.
not, dude. It's not their fault. Someone didn't post the video.
Oh.
Yeah. Who was specifically reminded, and who I actually reminded today. I was like, oh hey,
get that shit done in 10. No, that shit takes a lot of time.
Oh, I know it takes a lot of time.
We will work that out. We've already worked it out. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I know. it was just one of those. It's like, hey, what about
what? Tell me do it. Can't prove anything.
Okay. So let's go ahead and jump
For
into
those of you waiting for that or episode, eventually it will show up. Oh,
We can never drink together, Carmen, because you're gonna be like, hey, so what he means by that is you're gonna come off way drunker than me. We can never part.
Really?
Oh, Jesus
Hey,
Christ.
Hey, who was dancing on a fucking bar 2 weeks ago? You. In a story,
2 weeks ago.
not two in a story. In the story. 2 weeks ago, you were dancing on a bar. I think what? What the fuck the name is it? Saddle Ranch? Let's go to Saddle Ranch right now. They have a fucking picture of you and said, "Don't let this lady in." And they also have a picture
they have a picture of me and say, "Please let this lady in. She's gonna get us some people in the fucking door."
And right next to that picture, there's a picture of me, and it says, "Don't let this guy in. He tore up our toilet." It was at a Saddle Ranch. Remember?
You know what? I'm actually worried about Friendsgiving. I'm worried about Friendsgiving and
I'm gonna shit
Ash
myself.
And Carmen.
Carmen's gonna barf on her friend, and then I don't know what Ash is. Ash is gonna throw a bag of piss on me.
Barfs, I barf. It's not gonna be. It's not gonna be pretty.
No, it's you know what it's gonna be. Okay, Luis is gonna go ahead and shit his pants. Okay. Ash is gonna throw up somewhere. Carmen's gonna end up throwing up on either one of her friends or end up dancing on a table. And then we're gonna go back to Luis throwing up in his hands and then proceeding to drink the throw up yet again.
Oh, I told you that.
You did.
I'm a great fucking friend.
That's fucking disgusting.
And then at the end of it all, we're gonna be like, "Come on, guys, let's play some games."
Groove hug.
Let's fucking do this.
Groove hug and then King Cup.
Yeah, it's gonna. Luis is gonna be like, "Group up, get away from me, shit boy."
Beer, milk, and orange juice. Let's play.
Fuck that noise.
This delicious concoction.
For those wondering, Friendsgiving is coming.
It is. I'm scared now. So earlier this week, Paramount Plus actually dropped the first teaser of Halo, the Halo series that's going to be coming. I know that for a long time, this video game adaptation has been in the works. It's been up and down. Steven Spielberg was attached to at one point. It was, I think the History Channel even did like a little like brief 2-minute little gimmick on it, you know. Yeah, thank you. So it's been a long time coming for this, because at first it was supposed to be a movie, then it was going to be a TV series, and it came back to being a movie. So everyone that is a massive fan of Halo, be ready. Paramount Plus. The teaser looks fantastic. I'm stoked to see it. Granted, it was only a teaser that was about a minute and a half long. So if you guys haven't had a chance to see it, you guys really need to see it. And the one person that I really want to hear about this is going to be Luis. Luis, what do you think so far about the teaser trailer?
I'm excited. Very brief explanation on it is the artificial intelligence that Master Chief has is the actress's name is Jen Taylor, and she's been doing this artificial intelligence voice for all the games since it first launched in 2000, Combat Evolved. Jen Taylor is voicing the artificial intelligence in the
that's fucking awesome.
I know, because when it, like right before the end of the teaser, it says, "How are you, Master Chief?" And then I'm like, "Ah!" So I'm excited. It looks like it's gonna take place of the Fall of Reach, which is their origin story book.
Ooh,
and that's a fantastic book. But it just looks like it's his like coming of age thing to like kind of give the character depth and understanding of what the Spartans are. There's so much it can go from there. So I don't know. I'm super excited. I'm scared to say that, considering it's gone through so many writers and so many directors and people tied to it. I mean,
right.
Neil Blomkamp was the one that was supposed to. He did the shorts that were on the History Channel. So
Okay.
he's the one that directed there was 3 2-minute shorts of all like about Halo 3. And then when that tanked, he jumped out of it. But that was like what got him into that world. And so that when you see District 9 and when you see Elysium, you're seeing these Halo related, like these Halo-esque things. And it's like he dove into the sci-fi thing. And then when all the shit was happening with Microsoft Studios, he's like, you know what, forget it. I'm going to work over here. So I know, long time coming, and I'm excited to see what they do with it. I'm just, I'm afraid to get hurt, but
I'm ready to get hurt again.
I'll let it happen.
Carmen, what do you think about this Halo teaser trailer?
I mean, if you guys are good with it, I'm good with it. I don't know anything about Halo, so thumbs up.
Thumbs up indeed.
She has to play.
Are you a gamer, Carmen?
No, actually, I was just talking about this earlier, and it isn't because of lack of wanting to be a gamer. It's just the opportunity was never there. You know what I mean? My family got me a Nintendo 64, and that's what I could have. And after that, I was never. Maybe I was able to ask for other things, but I never wanted to, just because I know like the family kind of struggle of things. So like I never asked for anything else. So that was as much exposure as I got for games. I know that it became like a big thing after that. And then as I got involved with comics or even graphic novels, and even in this environment, like I knew how much of the gaming atmosphere grew, even with like streaming. What is that channel? The streamers channel?
Twitch,
right? That was a whole other exposure to it, because that's how I never played the game. The Star Wars game, The New Republic or The Old Republic, I think it was. But I watched somebody play it just because I wanted to know the story of the game and what was like the characters and the story. So could I potentially be a gamer or invested in gaming? Yeah, because I'm very competitive driven, but I only like games that I know that I could win at, or that I could be competitive at. Like a story game is okay with me if there is an outcome that I could achieve that's going to be better than one of my peers. That's just the way that like I am. I'm just competitive in nature, and I like to beat the game however fast as we can. Like if you were to compete with me in Nintendo 64, Mario Kart, I could fucking beat you, because that's the only fucking game that I knew how to play, and like I played over and over and over and over and over and over and over. You know what I mean?
007? You don't GoldenEye? Really? GoldenEye.
No.
GoldenEye.
Let me tell you. When I got the game, my grandmother bought the game Zelda, right?
You're saying like
but imagine imagine you're this kid and you got this game, but you don't understand the language that is being portrayed. You don't know what the mission is. You don't know what you're supposed to be doing. Like you're going up to this character and it's talking to you and it's telling you something, but you don't understand what it is. So that was my experience with Zelda. So like Zelda wasn't like a game that I got into, but like driving a little cart and knowing that you have to beat all the cars in front of you and get to, first place, like that was my shit. And I was like, I could beat this shit. I know how to play this. So I did that. Now, I know I think it was Andres actually that shared that there is going to be the Star Wars games for the Switch, which is a console that I do own. Now I'm interested in that because I will play that till like whatever outcome it is that I need to play it. And again, I've stated this very often on this podcast. I have a very addictive personality to winning. And so it doesn't matter what it is. If I need to solve a puzzle or win something, it will happen. That's just my personality. So it isn't the last that I never wanted to be a gamer or wanted to play games. It's just that it wasn't available to me. Now, as an adult, that is becoming available and that I have the ability to do that, it might be a problem. So you might be hearing about that for me for going forward.
Very cool. All right, right on. What about you, Ash? What do you think about the Halo trailer?
Here's how I didn't do the homework. I thought we were talking about Halo Infinite, and that's why I was talking about it earlier. I didn't see the teaser because I thought we were talking about the teaser to
game.
Yeah.
I mean that's an honest mistake. It's the game's coming out in a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's coming out in a couple of weeks, and I think the Halo series is
Apple Dick Face. What is it? Apple Movies.
What the fuck are you talking about? Apple TV?
Yeah.
What?
What about it?
What about it?
One of us have that.
Paramount Plus?
I have that.
So do I.
All right. Thank you.
It's going to be on Paramount Plus, if that's what your question is.
No, that's exactly what I'm asking.
Yeah, it's going to be on Paramount Plus. So initially, it was being signed on as a.
No, I want to know who has it so that I can offer them one of the things I have. So that everybody's cool.
You will be able to watch it. Don't you worry. I got it. Esteban's got it. Carmen, if you need to watch it,
good. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, we got the hookups.
Love you guys.
Okay.
Oh. So moving on from Halo, we actually had Disney Plus Day that ended up taking place most recently on the 12th of November. So everyone that has Disney Plus is now enjoying the fruits of Shang-Chi that is now currently on Disney Plus. There's a couple of new Disney shorts that are on there that actually are pretty hilarious. So yeah, what's up, Ash?
No, for real. Like it's on there.
Yeah, it's on there. You don't have to pay anything.
I thought it was that horse shit with the
where you gotta pay for it.
Pay $30.
Yeah, like I thought it was.
No, it's on there.
Check it out.
Mm-mm.
Like
no, it's on there.
I gotta do Black Widow. Nope, that came out wrong. I gotta watch Black Widow.
Yeah. So Shang-Chi is on Disney Plus for free now. If you guys haven't seen Jungle Cruise is on there as well.
That was a charming movie.
It really is. I did see it. I saw it with my kids, and my wife and my mother-in-law wanted to go and see it, and she wanted to fork over the $30 for it, so she paid for it.
Then it was free the next day. Damn it!
No, not even, dude. But it was one of those where, like, when it first came out on Disney Plus, that's when we ended up watching it. So it was really good. I enjoyed it. a lot.
Speaking of charming films, if I can do a small segue,
yes.
It's going to be completely spoiler-free. Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Oh my God, I'm so fucking excited.
Yourself a favor. If you're listening to this and you already saw it, great. If you haven't, go watch it. It's very good. I laughed. I cried. It was. I shot myself. Without giving away too much, it's just like something as simple as turning on the proton pack. That sound effect, just
the hum.
Oh my God! Like I get chills.
Yeah.
And they handled it so beautifully. The fact that Harold Ramis is no longer with us, it was just a piece of art. Like, but then I was so moved by it. My girlfriend, she's seen Ghostbusters before, but it's not like in her like memory. And so there were a couple things that I was explaining to her, because it's not overly done, or in my opinion, it wasn't. As far as like, oh, this is from the original movies. Oh, this is from the Ghostbusters movie. But it's not. It's just like, oh, this is from the original movies. And so there were a couple things that I was explaining to her, because there are it's not overly done, or in my opinion it wasn't, as far as like, oh, this is from the original movies. Oh, this is from the Ghostbusters movie. remember this? Like,
Yeah.
but there were some because it's a fucking Ghostbusters movie. There has to be. And so I was explaining some things to her, and she was like, "Oh my!" And she loved it too. Like
That's awesome.
the whole drive home, she just kept saying like, "Oh my god, this is so great!" Like, oh, and she fucking bawled her eyes out. But then there's a reviewer that I'm fond of, and we were both so amped about this movie that we put on the review just to someone to talk about the movie we just saw, and they felt the opposite effect of it. They're like, "Oh, it was too much nostalgia stuff."
What?
It's like, and I'm like, I disagree. So
Interesting.
coming out of that movie, I said to myself, this is a 10 out of 10.
Mhm.
It was everything I wanted it to be. There was never a dull moment. Every time a new scene started, I was like, what's going to happen? Like, I was just so eager. And it got to the point where there was enough movie that had happened. I legit started getting sad because I knew it was coming to an end. Like,
Okay.
it was that good, like, for me. And I know Carmen, Ghostbusters is in a very special place for you too. I think you would love it. I think you're gonna bawl your eyes out the way I did. And that's all
God.
that's all I'm gonna say on it. But it's just so beautifully done. Like but I recommend it. Yes. Question.
Okay, so the trailer. Okay, obviously there. I think there was only 2 trailers that came out for it.
Yes.
Okay, so do the trailers give out too much for the film, or was it just enough to hook you in and be like, you know what, I'm gonna go see that movie?
I think it was just enough.
Okay.
Ash?
Yeah.
Question. No, just the going by the trailers that I've already seen, the little girl is Spangler. Everybody has the traits of, there's the charismatic one. You could kind of already see what we're doing, but we're doing it naturalistically.
What I'm happy about, I see where you're going with that. It doesn't go that route of like, these are the originals.
The of what I'm saying.
Well, not in a full like, this is the new this and this is like, not
like a reboot.
Right. It doesn't come off that way at all. Like,
no offense.
Like I can't help, I feel the series that did it really well was Force Awakens. I loved the way that they did it, of like, here's all the new shit, and then but you get the like little nostalgia nuggets throughout it. And if you're new to the series, you'll be like, oh, that's cool, a Millennium Falcon, I know what that is. Like, but for the legit hardcore fans of like that, pick up the little things like Chewie, we're home, and it's like it's like, say how many parsecs, whatever, to like those little pieces of dialogue, like the fans are fucking losing their shit because it's like, oh my god, they talked about it. There are moments like that here, and if you've seen the movie more than 2-3 times, it'll resonate hard with you and be like, oh my god, that's so badass.
You're saying that the original cast is in the movie. I got it.
That's not what I'm saying. The trailer has Ray
exactly what you phone.
Like, but also, I mean, don't hold your breath and being like, oh, I want to see a reunion, or I want to see this from, like, it's not that. It is this new film. Yeah.
Would you consider it calling it a soft reboot?
No. I will call it a continuation.
Okay.
And that's why I protested heavily with the reviewer that's like, there's too much nostalgia shit. Like Jurassic World, that's a soft reboot because they very briefly mentioned Hammond, and after that it's just like, oh, remember that one Asian scientist? He's back, and he's over there now. Let's go. Like, you know, the second film, Fallen Kingdom, Jeff Goldblum was like talking in a court hearing, but it was never really established. Is it the same one? How many years have passed? Like, what? Like, and supposedly part 3 has Sam Neill in it, so maybe that'll tie it in a little bit more. But it's like, it's sort of in the same world, but not really. But here it is like, no. It is 20 years later, and here we are.
You know what's weird? Like say like Jurassic Park. oh, part 2, a brand new cast, but let's give him Jeff Goldblum, and that'll take care of the little continuation. Like,
Right.
and then in part 3, it wasn't as great, but you gave us everybody that we had. Like, no, just fucking stop. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, let's give them a little bit, but then these WB kids, like, let's push them up. Just give everybody what they fucking want and finish the story. Not even what they fucking want. Just finish the story you're trying to tell and then move on. Like Ghostbusters, like, it wasn't, after part 2, it wasn't even over yet, really. It's just, right. So, and then a nod to fucking Bobby Brown, like, it fit everything in. Like, Marshmallow Man shouldn't be a thing, but it is a thing. You know what I mean? Like, Slimer kind of is a throwaway. We added in with something else, and now Slimer is like as appropriate as Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
like is Ghostbusters, because even the little icon is the little the
no ghost.
Yeah.
I do have one question for you guys, and it's not, it is somewhat related, perhaps not at all, but we're getting all these movies that are somewhat related to what we saw in our childhood, or what it's very close to us, at least, like with Ghostbusters, Star Wars, and Jurassic Park, since we mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
Do we want new stories, or do we just want to build on those stories that perhaps weren't built enough? I guess we can say, maybe not built enough, but like, when is it that we will say, like, okay, I've had enough. I don't need another Ghostbusters movie. I don't need another Jurassic Park. I don't need another Star Wars. Like, when is it enough that they build on a franchise, or are we never going to be like, oh, this is enough, like they've built enough of other characters that we can continue on that? Like, what do you think?
That's a scary balance, because I felt that way when they rebooted Andrew Garfield in the second film, because I had already, even though Spider-Man 4 was supposed to happen, didn't happen, and then in what felt like no time at all, they casted a new Spider-Man. There's a new origin story. I was like, what the fuck?
Right.
But then when I saw the first Amazing Spider-Man, I'm like, I'm all in. I saw the second. Not a lot of people liked it, but I was still in. I was like, let's see where this goes. Like, I really enjoyed Andrew Garfield's portrayal. And then when they mentioned rebooting him, because there was like issues with the studio or whatever, I got very upset. And I'm like, and I was very against Tom Holland. Not that I knew of any of his work, but just because it's like, don't do this to me again. Like, let's just fucking start over. Let's do something new. But then we get Tom Holland. I'm like, God damn it, he's so good. Like, and so to answer your question, Carmen, is at first instinct, it's like, no, we can stop. Like, if you were to ask me about Jurassic World was fucking great. Loved the film. Fallen Kingdom, I didn't. I wanted to, I really did, but I didn't like it. Now, if you were to ask me, do you want us to make another one, a third one? I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like, let's let it live in its world. The third one is coming, whether we like it or not.
Right.
I will watch it, and if it's badass, then I'm gonna be like, oh my god, give me more of this. Like, and so then there lies the struggle of like, do I want to watch a new property, or do I want to watch a continuation? I'm like, oh, we're gonna do what you liked, but we're gonna make it better. Like, and then it's tempting enough, like, yeah. I mean, I want a mix of both. I would love new ideas. Like, to be able to experience something for the first time is such a beautiful feeling. Like, the first time I saw The Matrix, I was blown the fuck away. And then Matrix 4 is coming out, which I'm excited about, but it's not new. I can't think of a new movie that I'd seen that's not a comic book movie that I'm like, oh my god, this is so great. This is the best. Like, I want to see more of this. But that's a long drawn out answer. What about you, Esteban? Reboot? Would you prefer to reinforce Carmen's question? Would you prefer reboots / building on a franchise that you already know, or do you prefer new titles?
Personally, I prefer new titles. I kind of feel that we kind of lived in that era, or we are still living in that era for the reboots and the reimaginings and stuff like that. So I'm kind of burnt out with those, you know. And I will say I feel I'm getting a little superhero exhaustion right now, you know. So it's like, don't get me wrong, it's not that I don't like them anymore. I just feel like, okay, this is a lot now. Okay.
You're picking and choosing which ones you watch now instead of every property,
exactly,
right?
Exactly. So yeah, I am picking and choosing, you know, what I want to watch. It's not that, and I guess I will say what has made it easier is the streaming from home. That has made it easier, you know, to kind of pick and choose, you know, like, for example, I haven't seen Shang-Chi yet. You know, it's at my disposal. It's not that I don't want to watch it. You know, it's just one of those things where I'm just kind of like, okay, cool. Like I'll get to it when I get to it. It's on Disney Plus, and you know, cool. You know, I'll watch it. You know, but because of COVID, it's made it easier as well. You know, it's made it easier to kind of, you know what, I kind of don't want to break quarantine to go see the Eternals or to go see Spider-Man No Way Home, or, you know, stuff like that. You know,
I'm doing whatever I need to do to see Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah.
But Eternals, I agree, which Carmen did see, and she liked it. Wait, did you say you liked it? You said 8 out of 10.
Yes, 8 out of 10.
Has it depreciated?
No.
Has the 8 depreciated to 7.5?
I would say a 7.
Ooh, it depreciated.
Definitely.
Down by 1.
Because I have
let it
time
marinate.
to think about it. I did. And I think that Eternals would have been a much better movie if it was broken up into parts. Because I feel that it was very rushed, and there's a lot of characters that we're supposed to care about, but yet there's not enough background to. And again, they really tried. They really tried hard to give you the background on the characters, but it's just, again, what can you fit into a movie that's 2.5 hours or like 2 hours, whatever it was long,
right?
When you have no prior knowledge to the Eternals on how they even connect to the MCU or like what their connection is to anything. So now that I have let it marinate, yeah, it's definitely gone lower on the score. I haven't rewatched it. I am planning on rewatching it when it's back on Disney Plus. But as of now, instead of an 8, I would say a 7.5. And then I know that I commented on this last week. There was some portrayals of some people in the movie that I'm just like, wow. I mean, for the caliber of actress or actor that you are, they're either robbed you on the script or like you just weren't interested on this part at all.
Got it.
So like, I don't know which way it was or whatever, like whose part it was from, but yeah, I don't know. And see, like, this is something I expect from DC. Like, I've expected, you know, like a non-coherent cast or a script that is not fully concrete because there's no future to it, so they don't give a fuck. They're just like, let's just finish the story, blah blah blah. Yeah. But like, I never expected this from Marvel, which, and the whole history of the Marvel movies that we have watched up to this point, I would have to say this is probably one that I would not rewatch unless I had to.
Wow.
Got it.
Yeah.
You're saying 7, but that sounds more like a 6.5. That's sounding like.
Well, I don't like to give lower scores, or like, I'm very like, everybody did great, guys. We showed up. You know what I mean?
because I know you love the Marvel films. So let me ask you this, and I won't put you too much on the spot. Is this your least favorite Marvel film of all the whole catalog of Marvel films?
I think this is very on par with Iron Man 3.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
I fucking could not stand Iron Man 3.
I think it's very on par with that. And which is unfortunate.
Iron Man
And
movie.
Iron Man
and
3,
I know.
felt the opposite. I gave it a low rating at first, and then I rewatched it, and I was like, there's charm here. And so it did an opposite of Eternals for you.
But people hate it. People hate Haywire Part 2, and I was like, no, but you're not gonna give everybody Thanos tomorrow. Like,
Right.
you gotta have. This is my problem today. Not. You're not gonna give everybody fucking. You know what I mean? You're not gonna give everybody fucking Galactus. It can't be
I
that.
think that if you're a person, obviously going in blind, as I did on the first time I watched it, going in blind, you don't know any background on the story of the Eternals. You don't understand like who they are, what they are. You have no stakes in the movie. I think that you'll enjoy it. It's a good movie enough to where you'll enjoy it. But once you let it marinate and you think about the scenarios that were presented in the movie against everything else that has been presented to you from the MCU, and you start thinking about it, then you're like, okay, interesting. How does this connect? Like, how does A and B go together? Because I don't see it. But maybe you'll tell me later on. But that's why I said I feel that it could have been two separate movies, and it would have been a lot better than the one movie.
Solid.
Maybe because they have like the timeline of the phase 4 or whatever it is that they have to do, where they're like, we cannot afford to do two movies, like let's just do one, and they'll get to know the characters on other cameos or maybe in other projects. I don't know. Maybe that's what they're betting on, and perhaps that could work. But like,
what does it fit in with the Watchers? Like, is it the Watchers, then the Eternals, then everything we already know? Is that explained? No.
It is explained.
Okay.
But I feel that it isn't explained enough. Like
Okay.
you get a brief history, like where you're not like in limbo, like who is what's happening. Like it's not that. It's just that I feel that in order for you to understand the universe that they're trying to get you to care about the universe outside of Earth and how those things are happening and connecting. Like, I just don't feel that I have that connection yet. You know what I mean? Like, Eternals didn't do that for me. Eternals didn't build that. Like, it gave me a glimpse of what the possibilities are or some characters, but again, it didn't do it. Go.
Go, is that me?
Yeah.
For yourself, would you have rather dealt with the Eternals 1, 2, 3 bridge into Marvel Universe 4 or Marvel Phase 4? Like, would you have rather we all go on this journey and learn about the Eternals and somehow we could bridge that into Phase 4 instead of trying to make it like this is might have would have been happening during, and then depending on the director. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I get you. I yes, I would have to say that I would have liked that a lot better, just because again, it builds the characters. Like I'm telling you, this film, if you watch it as one time and you don't have any background, you will care about some characters because they make that connection. And like I know that I made this comment on the group chat and I haven't talked about it on the podcast, but there is one thing that Disney did on this movie that wasn't in the media, that wasn't talked about, and that DC has used as a clutch for things, which I appreciated. I appreciated that they didn't use it as a clutch and it just happens organically, as it should. It's not a big deal, whatever. And so I appreciated that about this movie. But what it fails to do, it just fails to connect with everything else that's happening in the MCU. It's kind of like, here is this history, here is why those characters are important, these are the possibilities for this character. Blah, period. And then you get like the end credit scene, which then connects to other things. And then it's when you get the little window of like, oh, okay, they're trying to do this thing, right? But again, there isn't much connection between that, except for this character is dating the one character, and that's how they're going to connect. But like, that's it.
Huh. Not selling us on it.
I'm sorry. And that's why I was
I love your
waiting
honesty,
for you guys. That's why I was waiting for you guys to watch it, because I didn't want to discourage you on watching it, because I mean, come on. I know that you guys have seen reviews, or like one of the pages that we follow talk about it. And so I knew you kind of had an effect of like what it was, but I didn't want to not sell it to you as a movie that you should watch. But it's definitely a movie that you don't have to pay to go watch.
I will wait for it to be free on Disney Plus.
Yes, as you should.
Well, it's only going to be a matter of time until it's free on Disney Plus.
Hope so.
Another like 20 days or so.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead. Esteban.
No, it's all good.
Thank you for letting me rant.
No, it's all good. That's what we're here for.
Yes. Nerd movies.
Yeah. Speaking of Disney Plus, there was actually a slew of items that they ended up dropping, for Disney Plus. Some kid friendly, others documentaries, others, that's going to go ahead and interest us that's part of the MCU. So a real quick rundown: we've got a new Ice Age coming out, a new Ice Age series, Baymax series that's coming out, cheaper by the dozen.
Oh,
yeah. Disenchanted. So if you guys don't know Disenchanted is part 2 of the movie Enchanted, the one with Amy Adams and what's his name? The guy that was on Grey's Anatomy, Patrick Dempsey.
Oh,
yeah.
Is it Prince Charming? Chris
Jimmy Swallow.
What? Wait, what about you swallowing?
No, I thought it was Mick Swallow. There was a Mick Shadow.
It was Mick Dreamy, fool.
Oh, okay. No, you're way cooler for knowing it. You're way cooler for knowing it. I'm sorry.
Come on.
Did you say
Jesus. Yeah, he did say Mick Swallows.
Mick Dreamy.
It was Mick Dreamy.
Sounds like a sexy sandwich.
It is.
I'll have the Mick Dreamy fries.
So there's.
You want the McSwallow? Is that McSwallow? Yeah, that's a fucking meat. Anyway, go on.
And then we've got a couple of Diary of a Wimpy Kid shows or movies coming out. There's the documentary of the Beatles Get Back. A Rescue Rangers show is coming back.
Rescue Rangers.
Yeah. There's another show called Better Than Nate that's coming out. Hocus Pocus 2. Pinocchio.
Hey, as you run that shit over.
What?
Hocus Pocus is a big deal to a lot of people, and that movie's major balls. How do we know?
You think that
Wow.
movie sucks?
Hocus Pocus?
I fucking liked it.
No.
Hocus Pocus was good.
But
Why don't you like it?
Movie.
Tell us.
That was
this man is drawing. This is a hill that this man's gonna die on right now. Okay.
He might have seen it late in life. I saw it when it came out, and then I kept watching it.
Okay, but there's things like I love Tango and Cash. That movie's horrible. I love fucking The Last Dragon. Those movies are great when you're a kid, but when you grow up, and you're showing it to a friend, like, huh? This movie? Like, Hocus Pocus is not one of those, like, as an adult, you can be like, huh? Hocus Pocus? Like, no.
Huh.
No.
Okay. Why?
Why is because that movie
Like an asshole.
blew penguin nuts. Like it was not good. Not good. I saw Hocus Pocus probably like last year.
Well, that's
Never saw it.
why. That's
What
why you saw it late in life.
Fuck, I'm saying it's not a movie that I like. I showed my friend Joey Tango and Cash, a movie from the 80s that I fucking love. And as you're watching it to somebody who's never seen it before, in this climate, you're like, oh, this movie's horrible. Yeah, no, but I agree. But it's a movie you grew up with.
Yeah.
I don't know. So Hocus Pocus is like a touchstone for a lot of people, but first time
I'm angry about it.
in this climate, like when I say climate, I mean today, a movie is the equivalent of seeing that little girl who does weed and then fucking disinflates into the fucking couch and says this is what it's like taking weed.
Yeah.
That's the equivalent of that. Like this movie is not great.
Okay,
But
so
I'm excited for it.
oh, are you? Oh, you're excited for it? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I'll watch it day one.
Yeah, I bet. They also got Hocus Pocus 2. There's Pinocchio that's going to be coming out. Chris Hemsworth is going to have
I'm
another
not ready
Disney
for
original.
No, she's
You're not
already-
ready for the Chris Hemsworth one?
No, I'm not ready for Pinocchio.
Oh, for Pinocchio? Yeah.
That movie gave me nightmares when I was a child. And I have not watched that movie since I was probably like 5 or 6.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
I just rewatched it last week. Yeah, still no.
Still gives you the creeps, huh?
It gave me the creeps, and then it made me relive all my childhood trauma of that movie. And I'm still like questioning, like, why was that ever made? And then I was reading into it, and it was made in the 1940s. I'm sure it was a different time, different world, but oh gosh. I mean, okay, the message of the movie I understood is just the imagery that was used in the movie that was very traumatic for me, like the kids and the donkeys and the smoking and the beer and the pool. And like, as a kid, like you don't know why these things are wrong, but like this movie is presenting it as it's wrong, and then like you just don't understand. And I don't know. So we'll see how they make Pinocchio into a live action movie. But again, it was very traumatizing time for me. Like Bambi, that's another one that traumatized me, and I still can't watch it.
Yeah, Bambi's pretty rough.
If a whale swallows me, I'm good for a couple of days.
So
No
you enjoy whales
Also,
swallowing you, huh?
I do. As long as they have that brushed teeth.
Oh,
Nobody
that's the
likes
best for you, huh?
Nobody likes spiders. Anyway, move on.
Anyways, move on. Carmen, what were you saying about Geppetto?
Carmen, please, editor. Carmen, what were you saying about Geppetto? That's all you need. That's all you fucking need. Like where does it? That's enough interest to say, yeah, you're good.
Anyways,
She really was saying something about Geppetto. And
I know she was.
But it's funny. Like, that one line out of context is perfect. Carmen, what were you saying about Geppetto? What?
I hate you so much, Ash. I swear. But yeah, no, the Geppetto character kills me because it's like he's only so worried about his son, and it's like you just see this older man just like really trying hard to care about this kid that like didn't listen and is just doing the fuck whatever he wants, and then gets swallowed by a fucking whale, and his son is like, oh, now I want to be a good boy. Shut the fuck up, Pinocchio.
Jeez.
So angry about it.
Sorry.
So
I have a lot of issues with this movie. Moving on.
I can tell.
Where Geppetto is Geppetto is Liam Neeson as Taken, but he calls the whale. Has the skills.
I don't know who you are. I don't know where you are.
Keep it. All right. Sorry. That's fucking hilarious in my head. All right, go ahead.
So Chris Hemsworth is coming out with his own Disney original called Limitless. Will Smith is also doing the same thing. That one Ash is going to get a kick out of because the title of that one is Welcome to Earth.
Welcome to Earth.
Yeah.
And if there's an F.
Yeah.
Earth.
There's also another Disney original called Sneakerella. And essentially it's about a dude that's really into sneakers. So
jeez.
Yeah.
I thought it was
no.
Sneakerella. And they made
Sneakerella.
it a dude.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The Proud Family's
Disney.
coming back.
What is?
The Proud Family.
I love that. I love that cartoon.
Yeah, the Proud Family is coming back.
I love how nobody here knows what the Proud Family is.
Oh, I know the Proud Family.
Okay.
Proud Family was a shit. High School Musical is coming back for season 3. The Spiderwick Chronicles.
They can take that back. We don't need that.
High School Musical or Spider Chronicle or
Yeah.
Spiderwick?
No. High School Musical.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I can care less about that. So the Spiderwick Chronicles is coming out. Willow is a new Willow movie is going to be coming. There's currently right now a new documentary called Under the Helmets: The Legend of Boba Fett on Disney Plus. We've got Cars on the Road, another Disney, another continuation of the entire Cars series. There's Zootopia Plus. There's Win or Lose. We also got Intertwined. And then this is where we're jumping into the Marvel territory of Disney Plus. X-Men 97. So if you guys aren't familiar with the 90s X-Men, it's going to be a continuation from that series. Okay. Yeah. We also got a Moonlight teaser, a She-Hulk teaser, a Miss Marvel teaser. What If Season 2's been greenlit? The Echo series, another Spider-Man series called Spider-Man Freshman Year. A show called I Am Groot, Ironheart, Agatha House of Darkness, Marvel Zombies, and Secret Invasion to round it all off. So that's what we're looking at for the upcoming series the upcoming series for Disney Plus, both Marvel and original content. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure everybody else is looking forward to it, except for Pinocchio and Carmen. Carmen does not want to watch Pinocchio, does not want to have anything to do with Pinocchio or High School Musical.
Nothing. Mm-hmm.
So how would you guys, okay, so let's see. 2001, okay, 20 years ago. Okay, 2001. Did you guys know that 20 years ago, it was Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone came out in theaters? It's when it
I
premiered.
just thought about that recently because my sister tagged me on that post, and I was like, I still remember when these movies were coming out, and I couldn't watch them because my parents are very religious, and they said that has to do with brujeria or witchcraft, translated, and they said there's no way that you're gonna watch that. Forward back now to this time, and my sister is able to watch all those movies, and I wasn't. So this was my reaction to her was, wow, 20 years, huh?
That's all it took, huh?
Fuck. Okay. Yeah. It's been 20 fucking years. But yeah, years. I still remember seeing the first trailer, the first movie poster, the first banner, and being just really wanting to go watch it in movie theaters. It's crazy that it's been 20 fucking years.
It's been 20 years. And there is going to be a reunion coming up with Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grant, and Emma Watson. That's going to be coming out soon. So you guys keep your eyes peeled on that. And finally, our last topic before we go ahead and wrap it up for today, the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer. Yes, Ash.
I do feel like Daniel Radcliffe did the Robert Twilight guy. I do feel like he did that route where I was like, I just want you to know that I'm a genuine actor and I could fucking do shit. I'm gonna be Harry Potter all day long. but like,
Harry Potter.
Well, that the porno that I've seen is a different one, but it's
Got
like
it. Okay.
Harry Potter. Like, I'm just kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't see that.
No, he's not kidding.
I know I did. I am kidding. That's gross.
Is it?
Hey, let me get I can't get my story.
See,
I barely saw, as you guys know, like last year because it came on Disney or HBO, whatever it came on. No pun intended. I saw all of them because I thought it's one of those things where they're going to show up for a month and then I'm not going to be able to see it ever again. So I did all of them back to back.
I bet.
At least
You just knocked them out.
I knocked
him
out
back to back.
I did. I did
one after another.
And then I finished, fell asleep, woke up, did it again.
No sloppy seconds.
And then I went lefty for The Stranger. And then
The Stranger.
Sit on your hand first.
Ooh, The Stranger. But I did see them because
what's
I thought
his name?
One of those lame ass things where it's gonna be like Harry Potter month, and then I'm never gonna be able to see it again. But like Harry Potter's Daniel Radcliffe was done like almost like what Elijah Wood did after Lord of the Rings. Like, I'm going to do crazy things. I'm going to play the best friend. I'm going to everything so that I'm not Frodo for fucking 20 years. So that's what Robert Pattinson did to the point where he got to be Batman. Like, so it's weird the path that you have to take. Like, listen, Estella?
Robert Pattinson was only in one movie in Harry Potter.
No. I'm talking about.
I think he's equating it to the trilogy of. No, it wasn't a trilogy.
Twilight. I see.
Twilight.
Yeah, but it's cool because he's gotten to the point where you forgot even that I'm referring to him as a Mickey Mouse, a Bugs Bunny. Like, you're the icon of that. Yeah,
got it.
So,
got it.
You kind of prove the point of what what people are trying to do. Like,
I understand.
I'm gonna be fucking. I'm not gonna say that word. I was gonna say I'm gonna be fucking Henry Cavill. But
yeah, you are.
Because exactly. But Henry Cavill's still gonna be the Witcher. It's gonna be this. It's gonna be that. Like, I feel like that's why The Rock wants to be like, I want to be the new James Bond, and I'm the biggest Rock fan. I'm like, no, you're not. But strive for everything, and you're going to get 50% or 75%, but you're just not going to remember The Rock. To me, he's always going to be The Rock, but sooner or later, like, Vin Diesel's always going to be fucking family. Like, just, I don't know him as Pitch Black. I know him as fucking.
Oh, there's no way he's going to fucking make those movies until he dies. There's no way he's going to stop at this point.
It's supposed to stop at 10, but
did you see that they casted his son to play a younger version of him?
Really?
Yeah, I saw that today.
Oh,
Vin Diesel's son is gonna play a young Toretto.
No, stop it.
That's actually, it's funny you say that. It was a post, and then the first comment is like, just let it end. Yeah, let it end, and end was in capital letters. Anyway.
So
how many of those movies are you still making?
Are
people still watching them?
We're at 9. The 10 is supposed to be the last one.
Supposedly. And then there's gonna be spin-offs.
Yeah, probably.
They're gonna go to space and they're gonna bring up dinosaurs. It's gonna be the best.
They say that it could be.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I've seen that theory.
That's
the connection
so
between with Jurassic Park. Yeah.
Absolutely.
What's better than a T-Rex? What's stronger than a T-Rex? Family. So
Tyrese jumped out of a car, landed on his feet on the snow, is holding onto the car, turns a missile into a tank, and then jumps back into the car. And I went, oh, okay, this is not reality. And I went, this is what this is. And that's all. After that moment, I accepted everything. And that's
like how he accepted that, but can't accept Hocus Pocus.
That's even after a woman got in a car crash, got out of the car, and Vin Diesel was on the hood of his car, jumped onto the hood of the car, caught the girl, landed on another car, and they went, oh, okay, that's doable. But that moment of the missile, I was like, oh, okay, no, none of this is real.
Again, it's like you accepted that, but can't accept Hocus Pocus.
Oh, that's a piece of shit. And I will go down with the ship on that.
You're
I know
gonna
people are gonna hate me, but
You're the only one on that ship.
that's
And
gonna
captain.
that's the hill he's gonna die on.
I will it's just there's a million movies. I could show you guys a million movies that I love, like fucking Tango and Cash, and a million movies that are horrible but were amazing.
Cobra
Movie Over the Top that me and fucking Andreas love, and like it's a fucking horrible movie, but we grew up with it. That's your guys' Hocus Pocus. Like when I watched it, I was like, oh no, this is not good. Like I'm all set.
Yeah,
you guys watch that all day long. I'll watch it, but
no. So the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer came out, was dropped on Tuesday. Let's move on. Spider-Man No Way Home trailer dropped. So I'm assuming, did everybody get a chance to watch it? The trailer?
Multiple times.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I want to get everyone's initial reaction. And I was going to go to Ash, but he took a bite out of some food. So let's go ahead and go to Carmen. Carmen, what did you think of the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer?
Okay. It pumped me for the movie. Not that I wasn't already pumped for the movie, but there's a lot of fucking shit happening. And there's a lot of little Easter eggs that are alluded to, or like if you rewatch the trailer, you can pick up on, which I'm sure we're all going to get into and talk about, which I'll give you guys a chance to express or talk about. But fuck, there's a lot happening. And I think that that's like what I feel is missing right now from Marvel, is like that connecting factor of like what's gonna connect everything that's going on right now. And so I'm excited for that. Loved every fucking minute of the fucking trailer. So if that's just the trailer, I cannot even begin to imagine what we're gonna get in the movie. Like it's gonna be badass. Hands down. And go.
Luis?
I would absolutely agree. It seemed badass. I have allowed myself to jump on the hype train completely. I'm in, and it's seeing the trailer multiple times. I'm picking up things that I didn't pick up on the first time around, and it feels like it's just the tip of the iceberg of what they're showing us in the trailer, and that's. Well, we're not going to get into editing just yet, just what the trailer is. But like, there's so much more, like, are they working with Dr. Octopus? Looks like they are, because they're like, what's your name? Otto Octavius. No, seriously, what's your name? Like, and then in the fights or the last clip of the trailer, he's not one of the Sinister Six that's like fighting. So leads me to believe that as a smart scientist, he's like, no, like something's going on. We need to stop this, or something. So,
right.
I'm fucking excited. Ash,
your turn, Ash. Hi.
I do. I will always figure this is such a great ploy. Is that the first thing of this movie was the other Spider-Men are going to be a part of it. They've literally got to the point where, no, they're not, but they've gotten every fucking Andrew Garfield's Electro. They have fucking Green Goblin's Tobey Maguire. Like, no, they're not. It's almost like a I don't know the comparison. Like you're gonna go to a party, is like, is Cheryl gonna be there? Because I don't want to go. No. Okay, but Cheryl's like Bobby's girlfriend. Are you sure Cheryl's not gonna be there? She's not gonna go, bro. But Bobby's going, so his girlfriend's going. Like it's example, but you got to mean like,
Yeah.
That's the first thing you brought us in on, and then now you're spending an hour, 3 months saying that they're not. But that's the first thing you fucking said about this movie was the other Spider-Man are going to be part of this movie. That was the biggest. Hey, we got Andrew Garfield. Hey, we got fucking Tobey Maguire. And then the rest.
I mean,
of
they
the
really
movie
didn't come out saying that.
Never mind, we don't have them. You clearly have them.
They never really came out saying that, though.
Yeah, they did. There was
really didn't.
Comicbook.com. The first mention of this movie was the fact that they had. It was almost like when they talked about, we have Michael Keaton. Hey, we have fucking not Val Kilmer. They might have Val Kilmer, but we have Michael Keaton, and they have somebody else. It's not going to be George Clooney.
Affleck and
Affleck. That's what Affleck.
But I think I don't not Andrew Garfield, but they definitely made that announcement with Tobey Maguire. That or that we're in negotiations. You know what? Maybe that's what it was. That it's in negotiations. And then
but it's gotten to the point where this trailer, there's Sandman's getting hit by somebody. There's a piece of wood that went to the left when nothing should have hit it. Like it's gotten to the point where things are edited out. Like we know it's coming, bro. Like, and it should be something else. It should be
if what's coming does get here what we think it is. I would love that. Would be such a beautiful scene. Oh, that part where fucking Doctor Strange is like, it's all coming. Like that would be cool if that's when they're coming in. Yeah, because that's what the enemies are there, and this is whatever he said. That would be cool, but I can't stop.
And it'd be cool if it was a continuation of the fight they were having. You know what I mean? Like it's not just like I'm showing up because it's convenient. Like no, bro. Like I'm showing up because this is they got pulled over during I don't know. Like you know, make that.
Well, I get what you're saying, and I think that's fantastic, and I think that would be an awesome way to bring them in. But Doctor Strange already mentioned in the trailer, he goes, "No, these men, they've already died. You know, it's like it's their fate that they died in the previous iterations." And I think that's what they're saying is that Tom Holland's Spider-Man is like, no, I can't accept that, you know, because none of his villains, I mean, if you really think about it, none of his main villains have died in the movies, you know, so he can't accept the fact that, no, I can't accept the fact that the Green Goblin died or Dr. Octopus died or Electro died and stuff like, he's like, I can't accept that, you know? So that's why it's like him trying to save them in a way.
His spark though? Is it a spark of Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man? Or like, why would he care about people that he never knew?
Because he probably doesn't understand that, you know, if he knows for a fact that he's Spider-Man, and he knows how he was raised and how he was brought up, if there's any other Spider-Men in alternate realities, he's probably assuming that they were raised the same way or brought up the same way or have the same morals and values that he does. So he can't fathom why he would let them die, you know, or, you know, in that instance.
Also, another hint is you're not Peter.
Yeah, because it's like, you're not the Peter Parker I recognize. Yeah. And I couldn't help but notice a similarity with when he's all bruised up and he's not wearing the mask. He's talking to Mary Jane. He's like, I can't save everyone.
Yeah.
That reminds me it's eerily similar to the death of Peter Parker in the Ultimate series. And he's talking to Aunt May and it's like, I can't do this. But then he sees the Sinister Six destroying San Francisco Bridge, and it's gonna go down. It's gonna kill lots of people, and the Avengers are on their way, but he just needs to hold them out for a little bit. And he had gotten shot by the Punisher, so he like webs up his wound, and he just keeps fighting. He gets knocked down, he gets up, knocks down, gets up. He holds enough time. Once he sees the Avengers come, he dies. And
don't say that. I feel like I'm gonna cry so hard.
And in the comic book, it's so beautiful because then that's like you get three white pages and on the fourth white page, it's Uncle Ben, and he's like, "You did good, kid," and he's holding him like, "You did good," and then that's the end of the fucking comic book. Like, and that's a fucking hero. Like, he kept it together just long enough to be able to save these people because it meant something. Like, such a good.
And that's the thing. Tom Holland has gone on record saying that this Spider-Man is brutal. Like, it's gonna break some people, is what he said. He's already mentioned that, you know. And this is another thing that he's also mentioned. He goes, if I'm still playing Spider-Man by the time I'm 30 years old, I did something wrong. You know, so he knows that he does not want to be Spider-Man for so long. Yeah. You know, I mean, I think the kid's he's 25, 26, something like that. He's not, you know, he's not a kid, you know. So he's already said that if I'm playing Spider-Man and I'm already in my 30s, I've done something wrong as an actor, you know. So it's quite possible. It's quite possible that this may be his last film as Spider-Man.
I don't believe that. His days are numbered. We might see some spider deaths though. Like, how G would it be if Tobey Maguire goes out like a G? Like, don't worry, guys. You guys go. I got this. Like, and just holds it down. Like,
they're probably going to just be all passing of the torch.
That's what I'm thinking. Like,
imagine the surprise is Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy.
Honestly, I'm holding my breath for that.
Imagine that's going to be like but instead of being like, they're in, no, they're not. Imagine like, yeah, they are, but you didn't know you're gonna get this.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And see, that's the thing is that a lot of people are speculating also when you see Mary Jane fall from the Eiffel Tower.
That looks like
it looks just like Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah, yes, exactly. And then this is the thing is that, and I'm getting goosebumps already thinking about it because I saw Amazing Spider-Man 2 and I thought it was a good film. But they're saying how dope would it be is that if it's Andrew Garfield that saves her and he says not again or not this time, you know, as he's saving her. Or what other people are saying is like, how dope would it be is that you see Gwen Stacy as Spider-Gwen saving Mary Jane.
Yo,
you know, it's like how dope would that be?
That would be so badass.
You know,
it's just like, as long as it's not the Spider Ham or whatever the fuck the thing is.
Bro, Spider Ham's the shit, dude.
It's really not.
How dare you?
How dare you? Spider Ham sucks.
He's the hocus pocus of Spider Man.
Oh, you fucking dick.
I jumped off. Hocus pocus is great.
You had me and you lost me.
Yeah, and a lot of people were also speculating too, was there's a scene in the trailer where Peter steals that box, right, that Doctor Strange has.
And they fight.
Right, and they fight, but he tries to web out of there, and they like someone actually paused it frame by frame, and you see that there's a door or a window, a portal that opens, and a web comes in and hits Peter in the ankle as he's trying to escape.
Pulling him.
Right, like if someone's pulling them. But Marvel already put out additional footage. All Doctor Strange ended up doing was opening a portal on one side and the other. So Peter actually shot himself with webbing. Yeah. And like a lot of people were just like, oh. it was like a universal like world going, oh. You know, because they were hoping that it would have been, you know, Toby or Andrew, you know,
dude, at this point, I don't care who cameos, if any. It could be none. I just want to see this movie. Like, oh God, I'm so excited.
When is it happening?
December 17th.
Oh, okay.
I want to watch it day of.
Yeah.
I want no spoilers.
Yeah.
You
know the internet's not going to stay quiet on that.
Oh, fuck no, dude.
It's not. No, it's going to be like the Mandalorian season finale. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Honestly, that one might be the one that I break, you know, COVID stipulations
quarantine.
Or just drop the $30 on Disney Plus.
They're not doing it on Disney Plus. It's strictly theater only. Just like Eternals. Yeah, just like Eternals. Eternals was strictly theaters. So, I mean, who knows? We'll see what happens. But I own I own No Way Home. I have Far From Home. I have not, and I want to, but I think I might want to repurchase them at 4K. Is the Toby Spider-Man and the Andrew Spider-Man. I want to get those in 4K. So that would be dope. Is getting those. So because like those, I mean, obviously, you know, the very first thing that started the MCU was X-Men, and then it was Spider-Man. You know. So I kind of want to, I want to be able to show like my kids, like, look, this is Spider-Man, you know,
This is what I grew up with.
This is what I grew up with, you know, so that'd be kind of dope to kind of see that, because right now my kids are into, it's a Disney Channel cartoon. It's Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, and they've got Spider-Gwen, Spider-Man, and Miles Morales in there, you know, so they're aware of who's who, you know, so to kind of like show them, and they love Into the Spider-Verse, you know, they'll sit down, they'll sit down and watch Into the Spider-Verse, and I'm actually stoked because part 2 is coming out next year, you know, so that one's going to be pretty dope as well. So I'm stoked about it. I'm excited.
Yeah.
So, but I think that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for this episode of Comix. I was your host. Again, I want to thank everybody that tunes in, that listens to us. Drop us a like, drop us a share, give us a thumbs up on YouTube, share us with your friends, with your family. Join the army, join the Comix army. You know, try to knock Zach off as commander in chief right now of the army. But I will say thank you guys very, very much for tuning in. I know we got Thanksgiving coming up. Thank you all. We're extremely thankful for all of you guys being here for us, supporting us. Keep doing it for us. We greatly appreciate it. Just like Luis says, it costs nothing to you. It means everything to us. So we greatly do appreciate it. And with that being said, Comix, we're everywhere. Good night.
Good night. Happy Thanksgiving.